double this recording. Please put it on the Eclectic City servers. So, just visiting Sam over in the mega structure. He took me up to like the main deck and everything, and we got a really cool view of the city while we chatted. Sam's just a different dude, man. I don't have time to visit everybody all at once, but I have just seen a lot more going on in the city. And tonight, I just wanted to talk about the last 24 hours. So Sam wanted me to take a listen to this new track that he made called Whistleblower. He was calling it a breakbeat, and I hear the breakbeat in it, but like I was telling him, I'm like, this has a lot of drum and bass aspects to it. I love overdriven chords and crunchy bass, so this beat was really a cheat code, and if you haven't heard it, check it out. He's left a copy of it just in the streets, in Eclectic City streets. You can check it out. And I believe it's on the main public channel for the Eclectic City. The name of the track is Whistleblower. So he was telling me he's calling it, mixed vibes. It was a live remix, and like I said, break beats. But it's super intricate, so I can't just limit it to that. And like, especially when you listen to like a minute 40, that whole area after a minute 40 to 2 minutes is crazy to me. Apparently, he's telling me that the quote in the track says everything is bathed in silence, and that thought ended up staying with me overnight. I end up having a very crazy dream based around that thought of everything is bathed in silence, but the silence. But anyway, we hung out for, let me see how long we hung out. It was like 7:47 till about 8:37, so about a good hour I spent with him. But yeah, he was playing me some other stuff that I hadn't heard because I'm always hanging out in the TMSSP towers and visiting his YouTube and stuff. But there were tracks I hadn't heard. So like, Counterintelligence I had never heard. He's got this other joint called Infecta Licit I had never heard. The song, the title of this is crazy. It's called Taking My Blinkers Off to Let the Light Hit My Eyes. Again, that song literally inspired the dream that I had that night. So a mixture of everything bathed in silence and then the blinkers off, right? And they had this other track called Pulsar. They're all amazing. You can check them all out. They're all on the TMSSP radio show. That show, by the way, is noon to 2 Pacific time daily on outletcrew.com/listen. It's a 2-hour show, and we spent some time talking about that lineup of his songs. But yeah, it was great times. He even blessed me with some mostly chill stuff, some like drum and bass, which I love. He hit me with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 tracks. And some of these I had never even seen or heard. He hit me with 20 tracks. And the funniest part about it was I looked, I kind of took one last glance when I was leaving out of his mega structure. And my boy has like 385 songs just hanging out like in different areas, in different pockets of his tower. So there's nobody like Sam. And since I had him, it's very hard to catch up with Sam due to our time zones and everything. But I know a question a lot of us have is how he titles his tracks. I always thought they might be part of a bigger narrative or some type of like in-game universe because he plays, a lot of games that are different than what I play. So I thought they might be tied to some game. But no, he tells me, he says it depends on the album that the songs come from. So take Ragnarok, for instance. They're all aspects of Norse mythology. So all the titles are Norse gods or some other aspects of Norse mythos, He also says, I did a triple album called Sunken Kingdoms that told the story of 3 lost civilizations. So the song titles reflect those from their beginnings to their destructions. The one called Ascension was inspired by my brother and depicted his life told through a single day, from dawn to the next day. That's all so amazing. I'm captivated by thematic titling, and yeah, like that was really cool to me. The more I can say that I probably have gotten to know Sam pretty well over the last 3-4 years, and he's an interesting fellow, interesting geezer, as he would say. But yeah, like I said, I was keeping the bro up pretty late. So I left because he had to get his sleep. But what was so funny, at the exact same time, I was talking to a millionaire, my girl Dana, So earlier that night, I had visited her for a quick second. I had to pass by her bakery to get to Sam anyway. So just like passing through, like literally, like she's on the way there. So I stopped by. Um, and I was just, catching up about Thanksgiving and all that. And she says she don't really celebrate, but it was cool. She was spending time with family, no complaints. And then she asked me about her song that I had forgotten to review. So what's interesting is, Dana Millionaire is an actual artist. Well, Shadane is an actual artist, a millionaire. Obviously you see around in Eclectic City, but she started to use an AI outside of the Eclectic City. Well, you guys know it. It's called Suno. Everybody knows it now. But we've been playing around with it. She came up with the track, and it is what it is. It's decent. But she needed me to extrapolate the audio out of it, just make it instrumental. So I told her as I left out of her bakery, I was like, "Yo, I got you." I was like, "Yo, it's no worries." I was like, "By the time I get to Sam's, it'll be finished, right?" So I do it, and then I think I just like randomly just send. I just sent her the file. I think I'm sending her the file. So then this morning I get a call from her, and she's like, "Yo, what the fuck?" She's like, "Did you even listen to the song?" I'm like, "Yeah, I listened to your goofy AI song. It was crazy." She's like, "That's not what you sent me." So I end up going back. I find out what I sent her was this remix I had done back in the summer. I think maybe even it actually was from January, but I started playing it in the summer. Um, and I had lost it. I couldn't find it. So it was so wild that she found it by accident because I sent the wrong file. But by the time you're hearing this, I have sent her the actual instrumental that she needed. Um, but yeah, and so then again, spending the time that I did with her really quick, and then checked in with Sam. I also just stopped by, um, see if anything was new with Ari, but just catch up on some Thanksgiving photos. So it was, I missed a lot of you guys in the city last night. We crossed each other in passing or what, like, you know, I figured that the eclectic city being as huge as it is, it's just an online community. The way that I've virtualized it and everything has helped people stay a little bit more connected. And I know we're talking about getting rid of the Telegram, but I think that I can't. I think that it's too intertwined to the virtualized city of the eclectic city. The virtual visualization of it. They're too intertwined. Um, but I am probably going to make a more public facing outlet for all of these like announcements and things that are going on. So uh, you're new here, and some of that, most of that was not meant for anyone other than members of the Eclectic City. What exactly we are, we're just a community of gamers, music enthusiasts, musicians, creators. We help each other with our projects and art. Um, we also help to find opportunities for each other, but it's just really promote the good vibes and essence of creativity because if the energy that we transmit through these devices from one person to another can help brighten up this troubled world, then we've done our job. So that's in essence what the Eclectic City has been since 2016. Shout out the Outlet Crew 2017 and the Outlet Crew radio. It's available at outletcrew.com/listen. So back to Sam. Sam, he has a quote in his newest song, Whistleblower, and the quote says, "Everything is bathed in silence." And then he has that other track I was telling you called, what's it called? I should find my notes again, but something like turning my blinkers off so that I can touch the darkness, right? Something to that effect. Here, I actually have it right here in front of me. It's called Taking the Blinkers Off to Let the Night Hit My Eyes, right? So what was so crazy about that was that night I fell asleep and I had this wild dream about, being on the stage and trying to perform to an audience I couldn't see. And while I'm on the stage, the only light that gets shined on me can either be the light, the one spotlight of the venue, or the audience is allowed to bring spotlights, that they're sold at the concession, the little merch stands. And the conundrum ends up being that the light can only be on or off. So if I have the light on, I can't see the people who are in the crowd. The light is too bright. So it could be one person, it could be a million people I can't see. Um, but they can all see me. I'm bright on stage doing my thing, right? Or I could have the venue turn the light off and only solely depend on the people who bring lights or purchase lights to illuminate me on stage, right? And there's a lot more nuance to the to all of it. I think I'll even make I might like make a story out of it, and if I do, I'll post it. But it's really interesting. I essentially I started just thinking, like, when he was telling me the titles, I was looking back at some of his titles and some of our previous conversations. I don't know why, but it seemed like a very three body problem. Like, I don't know how or why, but some of me and Sam's conversations just make me think that he's just like, otherworldly with his thinking. And he thinks like as if from a different planet. Not calling my boy alien. He's a good old human, real human intelligence, but just his way of thinking is so fascinating. And it got me thinking about the three body problem. And then I fell asleep, had this crazy dream due to Sam. So, a big shout out once more to our brother, Sam Fisher, Two Men Standing Still Productions. You can catch him on outletcrew.com daily from noon to 2 Pacific time. All right. But that's it, guys. Like I said, I'm going to try to jump on here every week to just recap things that are going on in the city. Um, those were just, the encounters and interactions I've had this week. But I will jump back in here next week to tell you more of the exciting announcements going on. Yesterday was I guess, the official launch day for the radio station. It's getting a little bit more public attention now, but we still got quite a way to go. So for now, you guys, I appreciate all the love, tuning in, checking it out, telling your friends about it. Let's keep going. Let's keep growing. And yeah, never stop creating, you guys. I love y'all. Peace.